Mixtape.
The classic mixtapes.
Doing the mixtape thing.
Let me drop a mixtape.
Oh, mixtape.
The mixtapes.
This is the Art Behind the Tape podcast. Hosted by
This
DJ Mars and Bril Ndiaye, covering the spectrum of the mixtape culture.
Yo, it's the DJ Mars right here rocking out with the podcast, the Art Behind the Tape podcast series. Got my partner in crime over here.
Bril Ndiaye holding it down. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah. So listen, to my right, this is my right? It's a TV right.
Yes.
to my right, Bril's left, we got my man, the down and dirty king, the DJ Bobby Black, the ruler.
Yo.
That's how we do it on the tape, right?
The ruler.
So listen, man, thank you for coming here rocking out with us, man.
It's a pleasure.
We got a lot of history to talk about.
Yes, sir.
A lot of history.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna get right into it. When I say history, I'm talking about my hometown, your hometown, Springfield, Massachusetts.
Springfield, Mass. 413 representing.
So the ill thing, a lot of people don't know, my uncle and Bobby's uncles, your uncles, right?
Yep.
Used to run together. My family lived right around the corner from his family, but me and Bobby didn't connect until we got to Atlanta.
Exactly. I knew of Mars, though. Definitely knew of him. He, doing his thing down here. So obviously we from a little place. So, word travels. His uncle, my nephew down there killing it,
Dope. So being that me and you are both from Springfield, Mass, Western Mass, we grew up a little differently. We listened to music differently.
Yep.
We didn't have a Hot 97, a BLS, a V103.
Not at all.
We had college radio.
Right.
It was dope, though.
Yeah, it was dope.
Super dope.
So if we're taking it back, let's say the year is 1990. What was you doing? What was you listening to in 1990?
In 90, I was in... I got to do it by what was I doing in the year. So 90, I want to say I was in the seventh or eighth grade.
Okay.
So 7th or 8th grade, what was out around then? Musically, that might have been the era where I just got into people like. So I got a homeboy named Trevor Knight, and that's who kind of started introducing me to music. I think Live at the Barbecue had just came out and stuff like that was coming out. And I want to say he put me on Ron G around that time.
Heavy.
Yeah, I might have got introduced to Ron G around that time.
Answer this real quick. So that's your first mixtape?
My first mixtape, it might have been Ron G.
It was a Ron G tape.
It was a Ron G tape. Part 5 to be exact.
And when I said mixes 6 yesterday, right? Either mixes 6 or mixes 8. So like that was because I know where we grew up geographically, I know what was moving around the city.
Yep.
So it was that a tape you bought from a spot?
Nah, I dubbed it.
Dubbed it?
I dubbed it. I definitely dubbed
All right.
it. Because I really didn't know what mixtapes was.
Yeah.
Because you got to think prior to this, I'm young. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just really listening to what my mom's is listening to, or my uncles, and my uncles necessarily weren't street dudes like that, so they necessarily didn't have mixtapes. I would just hear,
music.
Yeah, music, loose ends, stuff like that. They was playing. So once my homeboy Trevor Knight, and he put me onto that Live at the Barbecue. I dub his tapes. Yo, this how you double tape. Put the
cotton in
the cotton in it. This how you do it. Then I'm like, oh word, all right. So boom, that's how that all came about for me, kind of.
So back then, let's say if the year was 90, our education for music was coming from WSEB, WTCC, WAIC, WMUA, which is UMass, WHUS, which is UConn, and whatnot. And I know we come from the same era of listening to hip hop on tapes, so I know you was in tune to the Red Alert tapes and whatnot.
I really didn't catch Red Alert tapes.
Wow.
I didn't hear a Kid Capri tape until you gave that one to me. Old School Part 2.
Old School Part 2?
Wow.
I was 29, 30 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't really catch that wave of mixtapes.
So you went from listening to a Ron G tape to not listening to a Capri tape?
So the Ron G tape, like I said, my friend gave me that. And then after that, I think my next encounter with tapes was like Clue.
Okay.
Clue, Dirty Harry, SNS, Craig G. These are my next encounter with tapes after that. You know what I'm saying? So in the middle of the Ron G tape and the next tape that I encountered, I can't tell you which one was that after that. But in the middle of that, it was just like Nas. I'm catching, I'm recording stuff off the radio.
You was on college radio?
College radio. I'm hearing Wu-Tang Clan. I didn't even know what they were saying. I thought they were saying Wu-Tang Clan coming at you. You know what I'm saying? But I just knew that song was crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So catching stuff like that. Just making my own tapes from listening to the radio.
Because pause tapes.
Yeah, pause tapes.
Yeah, like that's so in terms of music and influence. And again, I know that's what we had. We only had college radio. How influential was that to your musical education?
Very, because like I say, we didn't have Red Alert up the street or Molly Mars around the way or Kool Herc invented this up the street. We didn't have that. So you know what I mean? So I guess our heroes in the music would have been like Doc 9.
Yep.
DJ Scope.
Yep.
DJ Sport. My father-in-law Rick J. These guys are the DJs. KLS. Actually,
Exactly.
KLS is the first DJ that I could personally say I knew this guy's a DJ. KLS. So
one of my mentors too.
yeah. So I mean, being from Springfield, obviously. Yeah.
So the DJ scene in Springfield was kind of big.
Yeah, that's what we do.
It wasn't no rappers. It was more with the DJs.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
there's several DJs back home, like doing their thing.
But so I'm gonna drop a little jewel. He used to rap too.
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So, again, my man Trevor Knight introduced me to the guy who I call myself Bobby after him. You know what I'm saying? So he introduced me to Bob. My man Bob Nice was the coolest cat I ever seen in my life at this moment. So smooth polo gear all the time, fresh haircut, just all the talking to all the ladies. He rapped and he made beats. So that just always intrigued me. Like, wow. Then he let me Trevor let me hear a tape of theirs. Just being not necessarily competitive, but I was just like, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I could do that. So I wrote a rap, and then I think I might have showed it to Trevor, and then, next day led to another. I met Bob. He started coming by the house. He spotted my my mother's record collection. It was just some old dusty records to me. But to him, he was like samples. You know what I'm saying? So that's how, then linking with him after that. He taught me how to rap. Samples, say, yo, we about to go digging in the crates, we about to go sample hunting, stuff like that. So that's how I got introduced to that. Then say we formed a rap group, World Premiere. That was in I want to say 92.
Okay.
We got a little local record deal. Record was playing on college radio, So
Who was the record deal with?
DFO Records.
Deaf Fresh Organization.
Deaf Fresh Organization, Mike Wynn. I thought I had made it. Man. I thought I made it. Couldn't tell me I didn't make it.
Yeah, I went to school, junior high school, with Mike Busby, who was a relative, one of the founding members of DFO.
Yep.
Crazy.
And Mike Wynn, Mike Busby, and there was another guy. I forgot the light skinned dude's name, but I can't remember. But you couldn't tell me I ain't made it. I was on wax. Are you crazy? Crazy.
So I was gone that era. I was gone. I was down here in Atlanta, so I didn't get to see that.
Yep.
So you had a record out. Was DJ supporting it? Like were they buying the record? Like were they playing the record?
It would come on. I remember one time I was working with my grandfather. It's funny. My friends be saying I'm A Boogie, but I was working at the cleaners with my grandfather. You know what I'm saying? And it came on the radio, and I was like, "Papa, my song on the radio! I'm on the radio!"
Geek.
Yeah, I was geek. You know what I'm saying? So then a couple other times I'd just be at the house, and it would just come on. I remember the DJs that would play it too. I remember KLS played it for sure. Bart B used to play it all the time.
I went to high school. I went to junior high with Bart. No, elementary. We went to Brookings. Whatever category that was.
Brookings
we went to
is elementary.
Yeah,
Elementary,
with the Brookings.
Yeah, he played it all the time. So,
Yeah.
Super.
Wow. Wow. So this is early 90s, 92, 93-ish era. You got a record coming out. When did you turn into the DJ Bobby Black?
So before I was even rapping, the DJing, I knew how to scratch. My friend, competitive thing, he started, I know how to scratch on 45s. So show me, boom, with the volume. I was like, how you do that? showed me how to do it. Then I learned how to do it. Next day he came back, yo, I know how to do the big records. I was like, oh, how you do that? Now we scratching, I'm tearing my mom's records up, so I learned how to scratch like that. My friend John Harris, this is my senior year. He DJ'd. This is who I learned how to DJ from. Actually, physically DJ from this guy, my man Blaze. Leaving Stick, I was going to Stick. This would be my second year of college, STCC, Springfield Technical Community College. I was going there. I had an English class. He didn't have no class. I would pass him every time. Going to class. Yo, what you about to do? I'm about to go home, mess with the turntables and light up. Bet I'm out with you.
Blaze, he still lived in the Acres, right?
Yep, he still lived in.
So y'all would leave from State Street to the.
He had a car. He had a car. He had a car, so we hop in the car.
Whip it out. Yeah.
Go stop at Jamaica's house and then head to his house. And I was supposed to be in class, and he would never let you touch his turntables though. So you would just be sitting there.
Why?
You be watching him because he'd be on it the whole time. His mouth open, going crazy, scratching, going back and forth. You just sitting there watching him. Then he'll take a break for a minute. You get a chance to touch him. So then, after that, I finally brought my own, and then just started going in and practicing. How I go.
So we got the history of you morphing into DJ Bobby Black. Yep. But then there's two names: is DJ Bobby Black, and then there's the Ruler.
Yeah.
When did that portion of your personality pop off?
Right.
All right. So now moving. Fast forward, '98. I moved to Atlanta. Supposed to only been here for a week. It turned into what I'm here 25 years now.
Right.
So,
10 kids later,
whole family later, so moving out here, all I had was turntables. I didn't have my homeboy Bob. He had got into an accident, so I wasn't in a group no more. I just had, eventually, like I said, I got my job, brought turntables, and I moved out here and brought my turntables with me. Going through the motions of DJing or trying to DJ. I bumped into Boogie Brown, my first manager. Bumped into him, and after that, we started putting out tapes, and that's what started the DJ situation. I could say the morph into the Ruler is that comes along with conflicts and beefing with mixtapes and stuff like that. That's when I coined the name the Ruler right there.
Got it.
So what was the first mixtape you put down here in ATL? You remember?
The first mixtape I made? All-Star Weekend. Remember when the All-Star game came? Yeah, I made an All-Star Weekend mixtape out here. It got to the hands of Coco Brother. And then brought me up to the station. Nothing really ever transpired. I was still acting too kind of hood to do radio. You know what I mean? I was coming to the station, smell like a pound of weed. I was just all wrong. Just all wrong. Just all wrong. So, but the tape that really took it over the top was the Down and Dirty.
Down and Dirty. So how'd you start that series? How'd you start that mixtape, Down and Dirty?
So being from Springfield, Mass, my natural roots are up top music. You know what I'm saying? I'm growing up through the 90s, 80s, 90s. So that's the music that I gravitated to. Coming down here, I was still trying to make those tapes. So if you listen to that All-Star Weekend tape, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like I'm straight from up top.
Right.
Which naturally I am. So my manager was like, man, we gotta do something like a South tape. I really didn't want to do it. I'm just gonna keep it all the way 1,000. Didn't want to do it at all. So I finally did it. Boom. That one started selling. So I was like, okay. I think I put the red lemonade, red Kool-Aid dude on the cover, something like that, right? So then, okay. All right, let's try another one. Started making it. In the middle of making that one, my uncle passed away. So I had to go back home to his funeral. This is around Memorial Weekend. I came back, and my manager passed me a tape, Down and Dirty. I didn't come up with the name.
What? So Jason just gave you the name?
Down and Dirty. I didn't come up with the name. I didn't even finish the first tape. I did the track 15. Like I said, I got the call. You gotta go home. So it was named. You know how you name a file,
right?
I just named it Dirty Dirty. So that's probably where he got the idea from. I never even asked him what did you call it.
the context came from.
Yeah, never really even asked him, but that's what it ended up being. And
That's interesting.
yeah.
Boom,
Yeah.
right? Now you got Down and Dirty, the series. So, obviously me knowing you and watching you, I've seen the progression. Down and Dirty series, bunch of dope R&B tapes that you and I collabed on.
Yeah.
Your marketing, I kind of watched your marketing skyrocket. Rob Petrozzo is a part of that. Super, but you used a few designers.
He's my favorite though.
He's your favorite.
He's my favorite.
So when you talk about designers, obviously he's the apex.
Yeah.
Like what was your thought process in terms of choosing a designer and then choosing a designer for this series and then maybe another designer for that series, another designer? Because I remember you used to use Tansta a lot.
Yeah. Tansta was used.
Kid 8, did you use Kid 8?
I'm not sure if I used Kid 8. Who did the cartoon like covers?
Shoot, I forgot.
Miami Chaos.
Miami Chaos.
Yeah. His covers was dope too. I forgot about Miami Chaos. His covers was dope too. But I think I want to say Robert Trozer probably did a gang of the tapes that I did. We definitely used Tansta. I remember that. The heavy metals thing, Tansta did those. But I don't know. It was just like you got to at that moment. Well, when I came up really doing tapes at that moment, it was you had to compete.
Yeah.
Right.
It became they turned into albums. It wasn't like just, a tape and, you put a track list on it and you selling it like that. It became an album. So you had to really compete. You had to get the best graphic designer, Of course, you always had to have the exclusive music before everybody, but that's the first thing people see is your graphics.
Right.
So you got to compete. So that was always kind of the concept. Of course, you going with whoever's hosting your tape or who the tape ever might be featured on the tape. So that's kind of where it would lead to. But yeah, you had to compete.
So you talk about exclusives. One record I want to bring up, Going Down by Young Jock.
Yep.
Tell the story.
The Going Down by Young Jock. So when the story when he had it on his finger. All right, so yo man, got this record, just boom, boom, boom. Just gave his finger, and I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. Because at the moment when he came with me, Miss B was a larger artist than him. Misbehaving. What was her record? I don't want to do
Beat
that.
that chick with a bottle.
Yeah, yep, that was it. Yep. So she was more popping. So I'm kind of just like, all right, yo, who's this dude with her?
With her, yeah.
Gave me the records. I don't even think I played it that night. To be honest, I probably didn't even play it. And said, I know it's out of here. Gone. Wow. Jock. Salute to Young Jock.
But my memory of that record, we were the first ones to put it on a tape.
You're right about that.
We were the first ones to put it on a tape.
You're right about that.
Nobody had it.
You're right about
that's
that.
factual.
You're right about that.
You remember the tape?
Nitty would tell you.
It was a heavy metal tape, correct?
Yeah. Nitty would tell you, and I don't know. I mean, obviously we know Jock, but I think I got it. You got it, however you got it, and I got it from Nitty.
So that's what I'm saying. That the moment when he came up to me, I didn't even play it.
Wow.
I don't think I remember it was at I remember the club, Club Q in Marietta. I remember the night like it was yesterday. But you're 100%. Now that you said that, it's been so many 1,000 months ago and tapes. I just your mind gets clogged up. But yeah, you're 100% right about that.
So exclusives get to us how they get to us. Back then, rappers would come up to you literally, like you said, they would come to the booth with a. This was we had gone from
vinyl to CDJs.
CDJs, and this was in between Serato. Like you remember DJs would come to the club with the big books. And then rapper so and so would come to the club with a blank CD. Like with a blank CD and be like, yo, could you play this? Yeah. Like, nah, I never heard it before. No. Yeah. And you pulled this dusty ass CD out your back pocket. Like
that That's a fact.
It might not play on the CDJ too.
How about that?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You get stuck in there and mess your situation up. Like, nah, man, we can't do that. But when we talk about exclusives, there was a tape that you and I did full of exclusives.
Which one?
The Chicken Talk 2.
Chicken Talk 2.
Gucci
Chicken
Man
Talk 2.
situation.
Yeah, that was the nine songs. 9 songs.
It was 9 joints?
9 records. I remember it like it was yesterday because when Zay handed me the CD and I popped it in, I was like, 9 songs? What am I going to do with this? You know?
Let's go back a minute. Let's go back to the phone call. So Bril, I'm painting a picture.
Okay.
Yep, let's go.
We had a meeting at, it was a Super Friends meeting we were having at Big Cat Studios.
We were on are we street certified or Chicken Talk? Chicken Talk, we was on a conference call.
On a conference call.
We was on a conference call.
So, okay, go ahead.
So we were on that's what, what's my man at the label?
Cat. Was it Big Cat?
No, it wasn't Cat. It was at the major label.
Asylum.
This
you
is
say his name on the song. He shouted my man Jay Grant.
Jay Grant.
Jay Grant.
Yeah. Jay Grant up in New York.
Yep. It was a conference call with Gucci. I mean, it was a Super Friends conference call. It was only us on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Gucci hops on. Everybody introduce themselves. Yo, DJ Mars, Doc, blah, 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 Bobby Black. Yo, Mars Black, what up? What up? We need to do another tape. I just got some new jewelry. That's what he said.
This is Gucci Man.
This is that conversation.
Commissioning us to do the tape.
We need to do another tape. I got some new jewelry. I need to put another tape out. All right, bet. Let's do it. Yo, go get up with Zay. This is his number. Blah, 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 blah. So I remember I had a Metro PCS and a Sidekick. I remember I was on the Metro on the conference call, and with the Sidekick, I took the number, and I was like, I got you. I just hung the conference call. I don't even remember how it ended. I was just like, yo, all right, I'm out. I called Zay immediately. Boom, went to the east side, gave me the tape. I popped it in. I was like, 9 records. When he was giving it to me, I was just like, what am I gonna do with 9 songs? You know, back then tapes was 20 records.
Yeah, right, 25.
25 tracks. What am I doing with 9? I was like, come on, man. I was like, I got this opportunity in 9 records. So I didn't think it was gonna be crazy. To cut into that story, I'll get to the end of it. OJ was there that day.
Juice Man.
Juice Man was there. He gave me a box of CDs. I don't know what happened to them CDs. So you see where my mind was at back then a little bit. Half these dudes, I mean, so many people came up to you talking about they were rappers and this, that, and the third that you just didn't know who was going on.
Right.
You know, it was like, so I don't know what happened to them CDs, but then he gave me the tape. I came home, I put that tape together in an hour. Quick. I hit Mars like, yo, come over in the morning. First thing, as soon as you get up, we got a banger right here, bro.
So mind you, it was Jay Grant conference call.
Yes.
Gucci commissioned us. There was no way for us to know that he had these 9 songs. No way. We put the tape out, and then we're not going to mention the person's name, right? Out of respect.
Yeah.
We get a phone call like 2 days later. Yo, who told you to put this tape out?
It went crazy. The tape went crazy.
Crazy.
This is Gucci Man at the height of his street.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? When he was
in the streets.
Yeah. This is the height of that, right?
This is when he was just coming home from the situation. You know what I'm saying?
The first situation.
Yeah. So it was just like a big deal. You know, like everybody
Huge.
Gucci. Everybody, just like Thug coming home right now, and we do the tape for him.
Right.
Exactly. Someone is cursing us out, threatening us physically.
Who authorized you to use that music? We was like, Gucci did.
Gucci did.
Gucci.
Gucci and Zaytoven.
Where'd you get the music from? Zay's house. He gave it to me. Who authorized you to use Chicken Talk? Gucci said name the tape Chicken Talk Part 2. I don't know why he keeps doing this. It just I was like, yo, man.
Yo, it was crazy. So the tape is out, right? It's doing what it's doing. So I'm at a certain level. Black is at a certain level. The tape is at a certain level. I'm doing a party with Curtis Givens in Memphis. It's me and Devin Steele. And I think now we're definitely into Serato, right?
Yeah.
So just to give you guys a technologically a timestamp on the technology, right? To all the DJs out there listening, Devin Steele plays I'm a Dog in Memphis. Mm-hmm. So clearly I heard the record because it's on the tape, right?
Yep.
Devin Steele plays I'm a Dog in Memphis. It's 2,000 people. Curtis Givens' party is nuts. They go ballistic. The ill thing is he's playing it from our tape. Like, so they ripped with the it's all in the song.
Yeah.
The only at that time, and I could be a little wrong now, but at that time,
no, you're not wrong.
The only way you got that record was from
the mixtape.
The tape.
To this day, I still hear other DJs play. How about this? I came on behind the DJ. He told me, because he wanted to get it popping, like, I want to get popping before you get on. Like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't know that I was Bobby Black.
Mm-hmm.
He drops I'm a Dog. And then ad-libs my drop. Down and dirty. I was like, this is crazy.
Tape, when I say it was nuts.
Everywhere.
That was platinum in the streets.
We sold. And I gave away one.
Right.
I gave away here, give one to my cousins, and none of that. It was sold 3 days. It was 6,000 tapes sold. 3 days.
Nuts. So
Some people's albums don't do that.
no, they don't. And we're talking about a tape. So just to give y'all a little glimpse into Bobby's production style. Let's say if it was a tape that he and I was doing together, like he's the mad scientist. I would literally, my inclusion would be helping pick the songs and adding my voice. He would actually be the one chopping the records up, cutting and scratching. That would be him. He would call me, let's say it's Monday night. He'd say, yo, what you doing tomorrow at 2? Nothing. Yo, just pull up at 2. So I would go to his house, 2 o'clock. The tape is already, I can see it in the computer. It's already
organized, everything put together.
Literally, I would hop in, do my ad-libs, and because people didn't believe us at the time, there would be certain songs where we didn't even listen to the whole song. Wow. We didn't know the context of what the rapper was saying because we just listened to how we got in, how we got in and how we got out.
That's it.
No idea. I know I didn't. Yeah. No idea that I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I'm gonna treat you like.
I didn't.
No idea.
I did. I thought, as a matter of fact, there was another song on there called Rock Solid that I thought was the hottest song on there. I'm kind of like you. I was in South Carolina, Spartanburg, doing a party, and the DJ kept saying, the dude that got on before me, he's like, yo, play that I'm a Dog. And I'm like, I don't got it. I don't even got it without me talking all over it. He was like, nah, that's what they want to hear. So I'm like, whatever. He just talking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got off. When he got on behind me, he played one record and he played I'm a Dog after that. And I watched the same reaction Mars watched. I was like, whoa. Oh, y'all really like this song? I was like, oh, we got one. I ain't know. Like, you know.
Like, I think that was definitely a part of an era where, let's call it the Chitlin circuit, right? Just for context, a song would come out by artists like OJ, Jeezy, Gucci, Webby, and that song would be so hot in the hood. Good. Radio didn't even have any idea the song existed. Yeah. And these songs, you would go play at Spartanburg, South Carolina. You would go play somewhere in Duval County,
Birmingham.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Chattanooga, Nashville, Memphis, obviously. Yep. And those records would be so big off of the mixtapes. Now, what year was that?
03, 04?
Gucci, I'm a Dog. Nah, that might have been like Chicken Talk. Might have been 07.
Something like that.
06, 07, or somewhere in that era.
Something like that.
I know my daughter was born in 07, so were you working Chicken Talk tapes with me?
I think I came on right after that.
After that? So it had to be, like 2007.
2007, okay.
Big. That's a big time frame for mixtapes in Atlanta.
Right.
Because again, like, I feel like that era gave birth to certain rappers. Obviously, Gucci Mane, clearly. OJ, the Juice Man.
Definitely.
There was like a big movement from Texas that was crossing over.
We were the first to put the OJ and Gucci to make the trap on the tape too, as well, because that was on the come up part too.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a fact. That's another fact. You know?
See what I'm saying? Yeah. At mixtapes for the South in that time frame, they were the information superhighway.
Right.
Yeah. Like you know what I mean? Like they were, and they moved so fast.
Yeah.
Like you could go to a Baton Rouge, and Baton Rouge would be playing "I'm a Dog" or "Make the Trap Say A" by OJ. The radio hadn't even touched it yet. Yeah. But then you would go to these pocket cities. I'm talking about smaller cities, not New Orleans. Obviously, New Orleans got busy too. But you would go to these smaller cities, and these smaller cities would be moving to these records. Like, yo, I know we talked, both of us talked about Memphis. Talked about "I'm a Dog." When Devin Steele played that record, and I saw them, it was one of those. And he played it at the right time. It wasn't like he played it out of context. He played it at the right, because me and him, we were going back to back. I couldn't get back. I had to say, yo, play a couple more records.
Right. And then I get back to what
yo, I couldn't
compete with that.
I couldn't. But the ill thing is, I didn't even know that it was like that.
Right.
Yeah. Didn't even know it was like that. Like that. So salute to Gucci for making a product that the people would like. And then I would say salute to you because you engineered the tape. Yeah. I just did my two-step on it. Records like that just blew.
Right.
And there was a couple. I remember, I think the first time I heard "Give Me That" by Webby was probably on a drama tape.
Yep.
I know Sense put out tapes, Chris Brown records that you heard from a mixtape first.
Yes.
It was we definitely were the first one to play "I'm Going Down" by Young Jock.
That's a fact.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And this was before anybody else tapped into it. Young Jock was unknown, so no one. There was no reason for another DJ to play it. They didn't know.
Yeah.
And now look, that record is a classic record. Like
classic Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's his "Before I Let Go," and that came from those eras.
It's
like,
a fact. Yep.
You know, I mean, we could talk about that.
Yeah, we had. There's a million songs that came from tapes that we can.
Let's go to your mixtapes real quick.
Yep.
Talk about some of your most famous or the biggest mixtapes besides the Chicken Talk too.
Besides Chicken Talk, On the Come Up, that was one. The OJ the Juice part, On the Come Up. Most of them I did with Mars. My biggest ones, you know. Let's see, On the Come Up part 2 is one. The Jay-Z Barack Obama was crazy.
That was a crazy one.
That was a crazy one. One of my favorites, but it was kind of controversial because people were like, "Yo, how you put these two together?" I was doing a lot of mashup tapes.
I'm sure what you're talking about, Lil Wayne and Bob Marley. I love that Legends. I remember that one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. Where it was like how you put Wayne with Bob Marley? Like they're not the same. It's like music is music.
Right.
That's again, to me, it's what hip hop is built off. Music is music. Don't care where it come from.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as the beat get down.
Yeah, exactly. I remember pushing your tapes in swap meets.
Yep.
3 6 Mafia tape, Paul Ball tape. I remember Gorilla Zoe tape. I remember
we did the Project Pat one.
Project Pat, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Funk Shop downtown, and then we used to go to the east side.
Had a whole route.
Yeah, had a whole route with the mixtapes.
So to someone who doesn't know, what does that mean? So let's say it's Wednesday morning. You got you went to see June. You got 5,000 tapes.
5,000 tapes.
You got 5,000 CDs at the time.
5,000 CDs.
Shout out to June.
Yep.
June probably made a gazillion dollars.
He gotta be. He has to be. I don't know what he did with it. I hope he saved some of it. I hope he still got it. But that man made some dollars from them CDs.
Everybody was getting CDs.
Everybody.
We ain't gonna blow up the spot, but this is funny. You would go to June's spot to get your CDs. He will always have a bad Dominican chicken.
June is the guy, man.
I forgot about June.
I don't want to blow up his spot, but in my line to be a bad chick working the front door. You
always, you be like, "Come on, June, I'm just trying to grab some CDs." Always working for her, right? Yeah, you're right. You are right about that every time. You gotta get the CDs from her. Like,
you may not even see June, but you call and be like, "Yo, I'm not there. So and so is there." and so-and-so, it'd be like the Spanish name, right?
Yeah.
And then she would open the door smelling like a garden.
She's like, man, I gotta get fresh to go get my CD. Right. Like, you know, like, I didn't want to. I didn't plan on getting dressed today, dude. Like,
Wow.
So it's Wednesday morning. You got 5,000 CDs, and I say that those increments because you would get the coverage. You get 5,000 coverage.
5,000 coverage,
So
yeah.
it's 5,000 off top. Your first drop.
Yep.
What are you doing? You got a box of CDs. Where you going with it?
all right, so I would start the route downtown, underground. I believe.
Underground.
So you got the underground. I would hit all the shops down there. You had the funk shop. As a matter of fact, the funk shop, that's where I met Gorilla Zoe. He used to work at the funk shop.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I first met Gorilla Zoe.
Wow.
I can go on about that story in a second. We'll go a little further with that. But I would start at the funk shop. Then I would go into the underground.
Kickstand.
Kickstand was in there. I forgot about Kickstand.
King
That's
Fly
my
Kickstand.
guy, man.
He used to come to
Kickstand.
he used to have the mixtapes.
Up the street, you had the Africans that was bootlegging upstairs too.
Right.
They was getting busy, boy. Oh my goodness, this is what a time to be alive.
Right.
Yeah,
Go
so
around the corner to Fat Gear.
Fat Gear.
That was Hassan's spot.
Hassan's
Right?
spot,
Yeah.
That was around Hassan at Fat Gear.
Damn, where's Hassan at now, yo?
I don't know. Hassan used to. Yeah, Hassan would get your tapes out there too.
Yeah, he would.
You
Yeah,
push
he
him.
would.
Yeah, he would get them out there.
You go to 5 Point Plaza, 5 Point, right there in the corner where's a Walgreens at. I can't think of the name of it. Where the Coco sign is.
Yeah, yep.
That record shop right there.
Yep. Then hit that. Then I would just take a trip around the entire city. So it would start downtown. Then I hit the east side, hit the shops over there, hit the south side, hit the west side. You know what I'm saying?
Hit the West End.
West End. I had stuff in shops in Marietta. You know what I mean? Do that. But along with that, we also had list of drops offs to the post office. So you might have 1,000 CDs just to sit in the mail. You know what I mean? Boom, send those in the mail. Hit your stuff around the city. And just wait to recoup.
Yep.
That's what it really was.
Co-signment.
Yeah, consign. Yeah, you had some cosign. You had a lot of people that brought them directly up front if it was that hot.
Right.
What a time to be alive. So
Yeah.
5,000 CDs could literally go in a day.
Easy.
Easy.
Just around the city, I would move 1,000. Just like real fast. You know what I mean? Depending, just like if I just dropped a tape that was kind of just let's just say it was a dud of a tape. Still 1,000 would be gone. And that was cash. That was kind of like cash, kind of like.
What were you selling them for?
$2 a CD.
$2.
$2 wholesale. Yep. $2
Wow.
a CD. So, yeah, do the math. You sell 1,000 tapes, you just made you $2,000. It might have cost you $500
to do it up.
Yeah.
Then who was printing the covers for us back then?
I had a couple places. Give me the remember. Start remembering. Was June doing that too?
I don't. I know he was the physical CD guy. I don't remember him doing the covers.
Yeah. Did I go get the covers? No, I didn't get the covers for June. I can't remember.
I can't remember
I
at
can't
all.
remember that.
It was one of them printing
Yeah,
companies.
it's definitely a print company. I can't remember who it was though.
So you're dropping tapes. Like what's it like to drop multiple tapes in a month? Because I was adjacent to you.
Yeah.
I saw the movement. I saw the work ethic on a trillion. What's it like dropping multiple a month?
That came when I got with Ricky McKenzie. That was my second manager. That's when I got with him. He's Jamaican, so he has 30
And
jobs.
he's from Springfield.
So yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? So he had me doing 3 tapes in a day.
Wow.
Yeah, we was dropping 3 tapes at a time. You know what I mean? Like when we did the Neo tape, I did 2 other tapes with that. I can't remember what they were, but I remember it was the Neo tape, and then I dropped 2 other tapes all at the same time. Because at that moment, by the time that came along, tapes was coming rapid fire. You know what I mean? You had like Evil Empire. He dropped 10 tapes in one day. Like, God, how you gonna keep up with this? But I mean, not to bash anybody. This is definitely not a bashing of any DJ. But the way they made tapes was a little different than how I did. I approached it differently. Again, I'm coming from Ron G and them.
Right.
He got Miss Jones singing his acapellas. So I'm not just gonna take songs, line them up. Computers started making you line them up, drop you new tape. You know what I mean? I still approached it as if I was making a movie like Dirty Harry or Green Lantern tape. I still approached it like that. So for
With
me,
some production value to it.
I still have production value to it. So to keep up with that volume of doing that, keep up with that, it started to become a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? To drop multiple tapes, and I thought it watered down the product a little bit.
Let me ask you this real quick. when it comes to the mixtapes that you dropped three times, 3 tapes, I should say.
Yeah.
Was it different genres, like one R&B, one hip hop,
It would be
one reggae, something like that, something different?
It would be like I said, it was the Neo tape, and then I might do a Down and Dirty. Then I might do I started doing tapes called Crack Addictions, where that came about because after the Gucci tape, obviously every time somebody saw me, it was like, "Yo, what's up with the new Gucci? you got no Lil Wayne? You got no Gucci? Like, you know what I mean?" So I did a Lil Wayne. What happened? I did a Best of Lil Wayne one time. That went crazy too, right? So then those 2 names were the 2 most frequent names, so I just made a tape with both of them on it.
Makes sense.
Called it Crack Addiction. It was like a quick fix. That's basically what it was. Quick fix is a quick fix. It's only gonna last for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. And those started the bubble. That's how the Jay-Z and Barack came about.
Right.
Yep.
So you had mentioned something. You referenced Evil Empire, and to my knowledge, they weren't necessarily DJs per se.
Nah. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
So like, I feel like when you came into the game, you were coming in there was an era where mixtapes were being made by not necessarily DJs. And to your point, it was more or less playlists.
Yeah. Yep.
LimeWire
came about.
Who?
LimeWire.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. I remember that. So you're competing with a guy who's not DJing. Like at some point, did you ever say, "Yo, I'm not going to DJ as much in the production of my tape because I need, like Bril's point, you got to get it out." Like, did it water you down? Did it make you feel a way about that?
Yeah, baby, not really want to do it no more. I'm gonna be honest, because it started to become. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm just gonna keep it $1. When I was like a lot of the hostings I was doing and stuff, it's not necessarily I cared. I was just a check to me. You know what I'm saying? So I really wasn't. I never really got into it DJing. Period. To kind of do that. DJing to me was Jam Master Jay, Kid Capri, Jazzy Jeff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tapes and stuff was like, like Clue. He was cool. Not to knock Clue. He is a GOAT in this. But dope tapes to me was S&S.
Yeah.
Like I say, Ron G tapes. When I heard Dirty Harry, that's when my thought process about tapes changed. Like, no, this is different.
Production.
Yeah, this is different. I like this. You know what I mean? So that's what turned into that. That's why if any of y'all go back and listen to my tapes, I always had a crazy intro.
Because that was the first thing people heard. That's the first thing test it out.
Yes. So now, boom, we go on, and if you listen back to them, it was a lot of like and transition sounds. I had like I would get movie effects to use on my tapes because I wanted to sound like you were almost. I wanted to sound like as if you were watching something. You understand? Yeah.
How long would it take you to make a tape?
I would say, let's see, the Neo tape, 7 days, about 7 days.
What was the process with that particular tape?
I think, let's see, I might have made the intro. So all my tapes just started, what's the first beat gonna be? What's gonna be the bed of the intro song? You know what I'm saying? So we'll start there. Boom, I would have the bed, and then I would just start there. What's the first you're gonna hear? Bobby Black. And it would just be a bunch of pieces for about a minute and a half, and then what drops perfect after this. So it was always a technical DJ side to my tapes. Always.
Let me ask you this: 2004, you won Mixtape of the Year. Let's talk about that.
Yes, Mixtape of the Year. That was crazy because I didn't even. Again, we from a little place, so stuff like this is almost like not real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. Just being honest, it's almost not real. So I was I don't know. I think I was in the moment too at that time, just going. When you just going, you don't really. I think Mar said to me recently, when you're in the bubble, it's hard to see outside the bubble.
Right.
You know, so. I'm just kind of doing my thing, but I was definitely excited because all that came real fast. Rap City won that award, the Source magazine, all that came like real fast. Yeah.
Now that was definitely a dope time. That was a Southern Entertainment Awards, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
SEAs.
That was a dope time because that was the era of SEAs. Ozone magazine.
Yep.
Justo Awards.
The Justo Awards.
Yep.
That was the end of because he had passed by that time. Am I right?
405, I believe.
Yeah, I think I never got a Just Those. I'm still tight about that. I'm still tight. I wanted a Just Those award, man. That meant if you won a Just Those, that meant a lot.
That was a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that was
that meant a
Super
lot.
Bowl,
You know what I'm saying?
Of mixtapes.
Yep.
I feel like now in 2023, you can't name a new mixtape DJ. Meaning there's some out there, but there's none that breach the ceiling, so to speak.
Nah, they don't. I don't think nobody even considers themselves mixtape DJs anymore. Because once the streaming came out, I think that kind of eliminated that portion of the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then most of the people that were doing it just fell back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was especially after the raid happened.
Yeah.
After the raid happened, then it was people were scared of it a little bit, Then it was like for a minute, then it was like, you know what? Forget that. You gotta catch me.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So then it kept moving, and like you said, then it became a bulk thing.
Right.
Like you said, a lot of people were jumping in. Oh, this is easy. I just put a playlist together and sell it, and then
Right.
it kind of annihilated the process. Yeah.
And then you also had artists putting out mixtapes but not having a DJ on it.
That's facts. That started because, again, like I said, they started saying, "Oh, this is easy. I just put a bunch of songs together and
put it out."
I remember people saying, "Yo, you know who that's talking on the tape? That's me."
Who? What?
Yeah, huh? Like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like almost a mockery of what I do. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Like you are legitimately DJing, putting forth. It takes you a week to put together the concept, the pieces, the parts, the parcels, whatever.
Yeah.
And if some dude's like, "Yo, I don't need a DJ. I can just talk." He has no vocal ability. There's no flavor in his voice.
There's nothing to it.
Nothing to it. And then they all have the generic drops. Like, it sounds disgusting.
They're terrible. I mean, I know tags kind of came from the radio.
Mm-hmm.
That was a thing that transferred from the radio. I'm thinking. As we were talking, I'm just thinking about this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the era, I'm asking you part more so, where did the era come where DJs started dropping tags all over the tapes?
I don't, probably that era, chronologically.
Era. Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah.
And to me, how I think as a DJ, that's when I said, "Yo, these DJs are whack." like, because there was no
flavor.
Yeah, there's no flavor. The flavor was gone. Like, now you hear a tape, it's like, "You are now listening to the sounds of DJ whatever his name." Like, that doesn't belong on a tape.
Not
like,
at all.
Then to take it even a step further, you go into the club and you're in the mix with DJ. Yo, I'm in a club. Like, I don't want to hear that.
No, not
like,
at all.
Yo, that would burn my skin. Like when you hear it, I'm like, yo, man, like the flavor. I want to hear you. I want to hear your voice. Yes. I want to hear you rock. I don't want it to sound like it's the 5 o'clock traffic jam when I'm in a club. Like, it absolutely shouldn't.
Right.
I think it sounds terrible.
Right. So I'm not alone.
Nah, you're not alone. Not at all.
Yo, man.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
But y'all hear it.
Yeah, we hear it
all the time.
Yo, you go to a club in the A and it be like, "You're in the mix with DJ." And then you hear the brum, 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 brum. Like, yo, man, stop using that as a transition.
Right.
but you know what? We just come from a different era.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we were talking about LeBron and Jordan. You know what I mean? This is two different eras. If you watch Jordan, this is you think is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta think a lot of these new DJs, who's the GOAT to you? Drama, right? No knock to Drama. You just won an award. Congratulations, you just got that Grammy.
Right.
What I'm saying is, when you say that, I'm saying that to say mixtapes are their start in this era that I'm talking about. So to them, what sounds hot is song drop transition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what sounds hot to them. Again, we're from a different school, a different class of DJing. We're from Kid Capri. Even on his tapes, he DJed through the whole tape.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
the thing that they miss, I didn't mean to cut you off. The thing that they, like, because you're right, like, especially a DJ in the South, like, on a mixtape side, Drama's who they were listening to.
yeah.
That what they did miss is Drum is he is a real DJ.
Right.
This is
Like
a fact.
he
This is a
just
fact.
produced a better tape
Right.
than 99% of the
rest, yeah.
Right. He comes from the same era as y'all.
Yeah, he come from
facts,
so
facts.
so what they're listening to the cheat code.
They're
in-
listening to the tape. They probably never even heard the guy necessarily spin.
Mix.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
They just hear the tape.
They don't think about the mix.
No, not at all. They just hear the tape. Oh, this is what people like. So
I just got to get some job. Yeah, yeah. Like it's like they.
That's what it is.
It's they took his blueprint, but didn't take his science. And there's
There
two
you go.
different things.
Right.
The big
like,
facts.
Like if that's a guy you want to study him all day, but
he's a
take
definite
his
person to
science.
study.
Don't just take the blueprint. And their blueprint was, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
song drop, song drop,
song drop, song drop, song drop. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. Like, you know.
It's more than that.
It's
Yeah, it's
way
way
more
more
than
than
that.
way more than that.
It's way more than that. They didn't study. They looked at the cover, but they didn't open up the book. Like that's
They just see they just see Gangsta Grills are down and dirty. They don't know he was dropping dope Afro tapes before.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They don't understand that part about the process.
yeah.
They just see Trapper Die. You know what I mean? Or dedication tapes. They don't understand that he actually put in the work to be a dope DJ
First. So then, like, I think we asked a question earlier, like, where are the dope mixtape DJs of 2023? Like, and to your point, there's DJs who are still making mixtapes, mixed files or whatever. But the guy there's no standout. There's no Bobby Black of this millennium. There's no Drama of today. There's no Capri. There's no Green Lantern.
Right.
Like, where are those guys? I think those guys disappeared in the hip hop space, but I feel like there's dope house DJs that still do dope ass blends. That
Right.
you know what I mean? Like in those pocket dimensions of other music, I feel like there's DJs that exist over there. I just don't hear who the new
Hip hop.
I don't see them.
Yeah, I don't see him either.
Well, you know how hip hop do. You know how we do, man. We love something a minute, and the next minute,
It's out of
get
there.
up out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll circle back.
It'll circle around, though,
I
yeah.
mean, look at now. Now people are starting to gravitate. Yo, tapes are starting to. I'm starting to see people hosting tapes and stuff like that coming back. I just seen Shot Came in 4 Eyes did one.
Drama and Simba, Drama and Pusha T about to come out.
Yeah,
So
they're starting to make surges. My inbox, yo, you want to host a tape?
What would it take to get you out the house now to host a tape?
Somebody really dope. Really dope that I would really love to do, or a lot of money.
Got it.
got you.
Yeah.
Got it.
It doesn't have to be a lot. The right paycheck. That's it.
Yeah. Now, to not sound like the old guy in the room, I wish it just went back to you being able to listen to a tape and learn how to DJ from the DJ who made the tape.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for a whole lot.
Nah, it's not.
It's not at all.
It's not at all.
Like,
not at all.
I'm not asking for a whole lot. Like you can still use technology. I get it, but I just don't hear DJing.
Right.
And there's no brand behind the name that makes it so that you say I'm going to listen to DJ whatever his name is. I just don't see it.
Right.
Nah, we had, like I said, we had doo-wop.
Yeah.
You
We
know?
had
It was a production. It was a full production that.
like I felt like the era that we're talking about in the book, we call it the Uptown era. Like, so you had doo-wop, you had Stand Strong, you had
Craig G.
Exactly, SNS. You had Chill Will from the East Side. You had K Slay. You had G-Bo the Pro. Like,
G-Bro the Pro.
like you know what I mean? Like you had, and we're just talking about from Harlem to the Bronx. Like there was a DJ for almost every block.
Right.
Like now we can't think of one. And it's not because we're not in the loop. Like we're all the way in the loop. But you just can't find that one that stands out.
Right. Even with the ATL with J Team and DJ Jelly.
Exactly.
They had a vibe, they had a mashup, they had a blend, they had a production. That you don't have that out here anymore.
Yeah. I don't know where it
Like I
is.
said,
It's gone.
even, you know, after the me drummed, and it was us for a minute. Coming out the South, I can say it was just us for a second. Then
DJ Scream.
Jelly, not take that all the way back.
Right.
We had Jelly and them doing their thing. I don't know about any other regions. I just know coming from where we was at.
Mm-hmm.
It was me, him. After that, Smalls.
Small.
My fault, take it back. Smalls. Then you had Scream pop up. Scream came around, not just pop up. He made a crazy.
Yeah. Holiday.
Noise.
Yeah, Holiday too.
Started dropping tapes. I remember first meeting Holiday. You know, so and I look at him. You know, trying to think of who else really kind of came out of here that was big on that tip. I think that was kind of the cream of the crop at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Like, so when we talk about Scream and Holiday, who came after that? I feel like the names, that's when the names stopped.
That's when they stopped.
Yeah,
They
stopped.
really
stopped after that. Doing tapes. No, I can't say that. Pretty Boy Tank. Well, he's with Scream and them.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Plug, DJ Plug was doing. He was going crazy with Rich Kids and them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that era of that, they had their thing going on. But you know, of course, Scream was dominating that side too. Yeah. So
Scream's such a big guy out here.
Yeah.
Like such a big guy.
I give it up.
Yeah. So again, we're here with Bobby Black, rocking out the Art Behind the Tape podcast series. Future mixtapes.
Future?
Yeah, where do you think mixtapes are gonna be 5, 10 years from now?
I thought we were talking about the artist Future. We talked about him too, but the future of mixtapes, I think it'll make another resurgence. Another I don't know, it's hard, it's tough because I don't know how that art of the tape that we're talking about could ever resurge. I don't know. I hope it does, you know.
Right.
But for the most part, I think the voice of the mixtape DJ is gonna always forever live. Because people still want that, you know what I'm saying? They still want that. Like Mars, crazy voice, you know, just your voice. The voice all over the songs, people are always still gonna want that.
Damn. All right, well, man, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Definitely.
Thank y'all. This is dope.
Yeah, so
Wrap it up
we just talking. We can literally do this all day, and me and him, we do it all day. We get on the phone in the morning. Yo, I be walking my dog. He's headed to the gym. Yo, I know because when I call you, you'll be in your car, and I can tell when you stop because you don't hear that wind noise anymore. Yeah, I be taking him out of his movement because we'll be talking for like 34 minutes. He'd be like, "Yo, Mars, I gotta go to the gym. I gotta go to the gym." So this conversation, you know, we've been supposed to have on here. He's gonna come back. We're gonna talk more history.
Right.
You're gonna buy the book. You're gonna log on
Yes.
artbehindthetape.com to get the first book written about mixtape history right here. He's all in it. We're all in it. Bril and I wrote it along with Ty and my man Maurice Garland. Thank y'all.
Definitely.
Art Behind the Tape podcast, y'all.
We gotta get that story from you from about Gorilla Zoe too, when Funk Shop. We gotta hear about that, how y'all met. Well, next time though. Next time.
Hold that one down. Hold that one down. All right.
Salute to y'all. Peace.
Mixtapes.
The classic mixtapes. Doing the mixtape thing.
Let me drop a mixtape.
Oh, mixtape.
The mixtapes.
This is the Art Behind the Tape podcast. Hosted by
This DJ.
DJ Mars and Bril Ndiaye, covering the spectrum of the mixtape culture.